Good morning. It's a beautiful fall Saturday morning here, so this was a good spot for me to use to make a video on how I make the rose petals. This is Iyata's soap dough recipe, the one that's got no animal fats in it, and I made it. It's probably been a good week since I made this actually, but it's still very pliable and kept in a storage bag so that I could still manipulate it when I figured out what I wanted to make with it. So I decided to make some roses because yes, I just like to dive into the deep end and swim like crazy. So what I'm doing is building roses, starting with a little kernel in the center that's about this size, and then layering and layering row after row of petals all around the outside. It'll get trimmed down on the bottom so that it will fit down into some piped soap on top of a cupcake, which those haven't been made yet. I'll get to that later. So here's a petal. I have these broken up into petal size pieces here, and I like for them to get just a little bit air dry on the outside so they don't stick to my fingers quite so bad, because I really don't like using the cornstarch. It makes it crack along the edges. So I have a bottle of rubbing alcohol, 70%, and I have a few tools. I have this, which I used to cut my soap dough with on that sharp end. I have this for trimming down the bases, and these help me roll out the edges of the roses. Sometimes I use it as a roller too, just to get some evenness to the petals. So here's one that I'm going to add a petal to, and I've got it to the thickness or thinness that I like, but I don't like the shape, so I'm going to use my trimmer. And it's plastic and very dull, so it's not going to cut my finger, and you're not going to see blood and gore for Halloween. This one's fairly large, so maybe it would be better on this one. These are my last two roses that I'm going to make. When these are done, I'll have a nice even dozen. Now, I just added a little bit of rubbing alcohol down here at the base so that it will stick to the flower. I have a towel over here that's got no nap to it, so it won't leave little bits and pieces of nap all over my fingers. Sorry, just woke up not long ago. Lazy Saturdays. Don't you love them? Okay, so because I just put alcohol on, it's really slick and it's hard to get it to attach. But I want to put it somewhere over here. So I'm going to put it down like that. I kind of want it to lean a little bit more, so pull it maybe a little bit like that. Just like that. And then give it a gentle squeeze to make it adhere to the rose. And then you're going to take your finger and slide these to attach it to its edge. The edge has to be attached to the rose. Attach it on the bottom with my thumb. I'm just running my finger along the edge to sort of blend it in like that, all the way around, squeezing a little bit as I go so that this part sticks. Okay, so I've got it attached. Got it where I want it. Now, wipe my hands. Now, it's attached, but here's where you shape it. You hold it from the base and gently roll out the edges. You can pull a little bit to pull it away from the rose, because you do want this to look like it's a rose that's opening slowly. And you do just like that. Then a little turn downward, and there you've got a rose petal. So all of these have been cut into petal size, roughly, pieces, and I was letting them air dry just a bit so that they'll be easier to press out into a petal shape without sticking to my fingers, because once it starts sticking, it just tears it all to pieces and you can't get it to attach or look nice. So this one, it looks like I'm not going to have to trim it at all. It's just the right size. Looks like that. And I'm just pressing, working my way around and through the center. Pressing, pressing. Still hasn't gotten too sticky yet. Amazing. I'll trim that little knob off. I save my trimmings because who knows, I might need some for something. And smooth it a little bit. Put a little bit of alcohol on my finger. Rub it around on the inside. I like this shape. I like for it to sit this way. This one looks nice this way. So I'm going to add it to this one. I'm going to put it, they overlap just a little bit. Like maybe 3-4 millimeters. The petals will overlap, because if you look at a real rose, you'll see that the petals overlap quite a bit, probably more than 3 or 4 millimeters, but anyway, so press, 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 make it stick, then smooth out your edges along the sides there, attach it at the base, smooth out those edges, make it sticking into place. Now, wipe off my hands again. And now you shape it. Just roll it out really gently. With thumb and index finger. Just like that. And then you have a petal. So eventually all of these, I think, will be attached to these last 2 roses. Then they will join this tray of roses that I have done already. These are drying. All of these are done. I now have 12 roses, 10 of which are now drying, full bloom roses, and they're all done with soap. So thank you, B of Sorcery Soaps, and your generosity in sharing your soap dough recipe and showing us how to do it, because it is a load of fun. If you ever loved Play-Doh, you'll love this. Just don't eat it. I know some people liked eating Play-Doh and that was bizarre, but this doesn't taste so nice. Less salt, but doesn't taste good. So there you have it, a tutorial on how to build a rose with petals, 1 petal at a time. Okay, see you next time. Bye.